Hey everyone, Andrew back again and welcome to another video, and it's Saturday so I'm back with another slasher review as part of the TheHORROrmans Slashback Slasher Challenge series, and this week's theme is 80s slashers, so what a great theme. And I've decided to review Night School. So Jason was briefly talking a little bit about this on the live stream, and this was one that I've owned for quite a few years now and I'd never bothered checking it out. So I finally got around to checking it out thanks to Jason mentioning it, and yeah, since it fits this week's theme I've decided to review this one for Slashback. So Night School is kind of a whodunit murder mystery type slasher movie, and this one centres around a group of adult students, female students from Wendell College getting killed off by a killer in a motorcycle outfit. The kill of choice within this movie is decapitations, and that kind of leads on to part of the storyline within this movie, which I won't fully get into, but yeah, it definitely has something to do with the storyline. So this is also a whodunit murder mystery type slasher film, so this one also involves a lieutenant who basically is assigned the task to figure out and arrest whoever is committing these murders. So that is essentially the storyline for Night School, but as I said, there is a little bit more to the story than that, because you kind of find out why the killer is doing these decapitations throughout the film, and there's a few twists and turns, and there's a lot of like sort of hunches and possible suspects scattered throughout the movie. So yeah, I'm not really going to say too much more in terms of the plot in case you haven't seen this one, but I'm sure you guys get the rough idea. So yeah, as I said, I'd never seen this one before, and Jason was talking briefly about it on the live stream, and while I don't think I liked the movie quite as much as Jason does, I've got to say this was pretty good. It's a solid entry into the early 80s slasher genre for sure. So right, we'll get on with the location. So this one sort of centers around a neighborhood. It basically takes place entirely in a neighborhood, which I really liked, set in Boston I believe, and I thought it was a pretty cool location. There's a lot to do with Wendell College obviously, because that's kind of what the movie is centered around too. But yeah, I thought the location worked really well, especially for this type of sort of murder mystery type slasher movie. So no issues there with the location. I've got to say, one thing that really impressed me with this movie was definitely the acting and the characters. Because this movie is essentially, it plays out like a murder mystery kind of whodunit slasher with a lot of inspiration and similarities to giallo movies, honestly. So the acting and the characters I thought were fantastic and definitely helped carry the movie. So I was really impressed with that. Rachel Ward played one of the main characters within this film, and she was absolutely fantastic. And the lieutenant I thought was really good too. I thought he did a pretty convincing job of playing a genuine, pretty smart onto it detective trying to figure out the case. So yeah, I really enjoyed the cast of characters within this movie, and the acting was all really good. Pretty different to your traditional sort of teen style slasher movie for sure, but I definitely appreciated that quite a bit. Now on to the killer. The killer was nothing overly special in terms of a disguise or anything. Basically the killer was dressed in a motorcycle outfit, which definitely worked. Black gloves, completely black outfit with a black helmet, and again that kind of definitely harkened back to what I was saying about the giallo influences within this movie. But I liked the killer for how simple the killer was. It definitely worked, and the killer was definitely pretty convincing and pretty creepy too. And because there were a few different suspects throughout the film, I was kind of guessing throughout the movie who the killer was. Eventually I kind of figured it out before the end of the film, but the reveal of the killer was pretty damn awesome. especially for an early 80s slasher too. I was really impressed with the reveal. But yeah, I liked the killer's outfit. It looked really good, and it definitely suited the movie for sure. Now on to the kills. The kills are not really where I have a particular issue with this movie, because as I've mentioned several times already, this kind of has a giallo feel to it, so the kills kind of went along with that. But they were extremely repetitive, and after the first sort of 2 to 3 kills, I was kind of wanting a little bit of variety, which you don't really get within this movie. But I will say though, the kills are pretty stylish. They kind of reminded me a little bit of the way the kills were done in Pieces. But in saying that though, there wasn't a lot of gore. There was some blood splatter, and you didn't really see the decapitations actually happen on screen, which again was a shame. But I will say though, the kills, there was good build up to the kills. They were pretty lengthy, and the music played during the kill sequences was really good. So again, I would have liked a little bit more variety there, but in saying that though, for the type of movie that this was, the kills definitely suited the movie. Now on to the ending. There was a pretty epic chase scene at the end, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. The last 15 minutes of this movie really sort of ramps up and kicks into gear, and I really loved the last 15 minutes of the film, including the scene right at the end, which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, the ending, the last 15 minutes was absolutely fantastic, and it kind of made watching some of the slow moments throughout the movie, because this movie does have a few slow moments with not a lot happening, but it definitely made the movie well worth the viewing, and I thought it wrapped up everything really well. And as I already mentioned when I was talking a little bit about the killer, I really liked the reveal in this one. While I kind of guessed it beforehand, the reveal was still really awesome and pretty impactful, honestly, especially for a slasher from this time period, the early 80s. So all in all, I thought this was good. I wouldn't say it's anything utterly amazing though, but a pretty good entry into the early 80s slasher genre, and yeah, a really solid slasher, I thought. So if you're a fan of the more story-driven kind of whodunit murder mystery type slasher movies, I definitely would recommend checking out Night School. It's definitely a slasher movie that I don't really hear too many people talk about, and yeah, as I said, while I didn't absolutely love it, I definitely think it is still a movie that is at least well worth checking out. So if you've seen Night School, please let me know what you think of this one in the comments below, and if you haven't, as I said, I definitely do recommend it. It's well worth at least checking out. So there you go guys, that has been my review for this week. Until next Saturday when I'll be back with another one, I hope you've enjoyed this review, and as always, thanks for watching.